the ranger station. Nice to get some new blood on this project. It's been just the four of us for a while now.
You sure we can trust these people, Doc?
Isabella vets everyone coming into the valley. If she's not worried, we shouldn't be either.
I should reload. I see a juggernaut nearby.
How about you let me catch up?
Time to reload. Oh my, that was a close one.
That's terrific.
Hey out there, Trusty here. Coming to you from the bustling metropolis of Marshall. If you've been down here, I expect you've seen what the Bloodbraid tried to do to this town. These plague walls almost took over the valley. But thanks to some brave folks, that didn't happen. Now it seems the walls may have given us a tool to make this valley live again. More news on that when it's available. For now, stay strong out there.
Seems to be clear. At least it's not nothing.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hoffman. We're working on something groundbreaking here, but we're short-handed. Can you help? It's a long story, but the gist is that we're restoring a piece of highly advanced technology. This particular, device was responsible for providing resources and supplies to countless communities since the outbreak. We could use assistance with the final stages of our work. Please, can you help us? I've explained how critical this is. What do you say? Excellent. Mr. Wilkerson can help you get the component we need.
Hold on, why do I gotta go along?
You know this area better than anyone. Isabella and I need to keep working.
Sure, whatever. We have to improve our storage capacity. Unless we like moving stuff like this.
Fine. The place we're headed is down south. I'll mark it on your map.
Dr. Hoffman been working together?
Wow.
Uh-huh. And
My
who's
man.
this Isabella she mentioned?
You mean Isby? She's some kind of computer genius working the dock. Just showed up one day at the
Yes, I'm
ranger
the only one
station
doing
telling
this.
us we needed her help. She was all Cleo this, Cleo that. Don't know when to shut up if you ask me.
Okay. So, what exactly are we looking for anyway?
I don't know. Some kind of computer doohickey. Isby says they need it for the download.
The download? Download of what?
Do I look like a computer nerd to you? Isby and the doc say it's important, so we're getting it. About all I'm good for anyway.
Everyone out, now!
How about you let me catch up?
Get down, creep. Can't do it.
It's impossible to get the fucking
I think that's all I'm going to
I
find
just
here.
need the control. All I need. That's a little less part. Come on, complete it. And my ass. Enemy.
When we get there, we're gonna find this big warehouse with a bunch of stuff that looks like junk. In that junk is something called a memory core. That's what the doc needs.
Okay.
And just find the thing that looks real expensive. That'll be it.
Uh-huh. I just wandered into plague territory.
Coming up on the place now. The army used to be set up here, but they're all gone now.
Were you and Hoffman with the military then?
Me? Hell no. I was Hoffman's gig. Before she went AWOL. But I know this whole valley like the back of my hand. Guess the doc was right to send us both. That's a lot of zombies. Now don't you wuss out on me. Find this doohickey and get out. Got it?
Okay.
Feel free to kick some zombie ass while you're in there.
Can't let that one up.
Hey everyone, we've got a yard sale going. Come see us.
Huh?
Hey, I think I found the memory core.
But the woods but go.
Was it the right decision to change the code design from what has actually been changed? For example, the start on this is so the animators can animate it quickly and efficiently. You don't have to worry about little details. And these changes are kind of to be expected. But what about the change color scheme? Well, looking at Johnny Thorne's design, it seems they went with the white and dark blue color scheme over the familiar light blue and pink color scheme seen in so many times. This actually comes with a decision. But I think it was physically designed. You could potentially soon switch over to a light blue and pink color scheme later on in the show if they decide to go that way. Now, looking at Gyro's design, we can see that the balls on his shirt have changed from green to orange. And also his cape has changed from kind of a browny beige to a green color. To be honest, I do kind of prefer Gyro's manga color scheme, but this still doesn't look bad whatsoever. Regardless of these designs, I cannot quite get these characters cross right now. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you guys think of these color schemes.
Okay, have a good day then.
You just stay away from me, you psychopath!
Look, I know what's going on here. Don't be very quick. That's not safe. What? Oh, God. I'm a genius! Look, what is it? Didn't you see that? My machine did work. It created an evil clone of me. That's why I didn't feel more evil. All the evil entities are even here. I'll kill it. Well, it's not me now.
Somebody just hitched a ride.
Evil still in? That was me. Those are one of the tests on me. Dial music. Oh, what the hell happened to you? Easy, man, easy. Oh. What the hell is your problem? You stay away from me, you psychopath! Look, I know what's going on here. Don't be very good. That's not safe.
One of the best ways to hide your base is underwater, because very few people actually check that. To make sure no one can find it, choose a spot that has a lot of seagrass and hide the base around the corner so no light goes through. Super secure and efficient. One of the best ways to hide your base is underwater, because very few people actually check that. To make sure no one can find it, choose a spot that has a lot of seagrass and hide the base around the corner so no light goes through. Super secure and efficient. One of the best ways to hide your base is underwater, because very few people actually check that. To make sure no one can find it, choose a spot that has a lot of seagrass and hide the base around the corner so no light goes through. Super secure and efficient. One of the best ways to hide your base is underwater, because very few people actually check that. To make sure no one can find it, choose a spot that has a lot of seagrass and hide the base around the corner so no light goes through. Super secure and efficient. One of the best ways to hide your base from the water because very few people actually check that. To make sure no one can find it, choose a spot that has a lot of seagrass and hide the base around the corner so no light goes through. Super secure and efficient. One of the best ways to hide your base is under.
Go there and get the cash.
Just keep going.
This tire looks brand new. Well, not anymore, I guess. This right here is a yard truck, so they put on whatever tires available, and usually the rim's bent, so I had to use the magic hammer to make it not bent. At least this time I brought a tire that's identical. I mean, not like it matters, because it's not going on the
That's
highway.
pretty heavy.
So always gotta make sure you clean the faceplate for safety. I think this outside tire's happy that it has a best friend that's just like him. What do you think? This tire looks brand new. Well, not anymore, I guess. This right here is a yard truck, so they put on whatever tires available, and usually the rim's bent, so I had to use the magic hammer.
This is the first time that I'm missing a link. I've always wanted the ice cream
Finally.
made as indie.
Jesus fuck.
The
Yeah, yeah, just, I've been trying to get this one card because that's the only one I need. Okay. I grinder. Finally.
Alright, let's go to the burger.
Right here.
Any month's
That's the weird
We
thing.
got too many bucks here, not enough.
See, I got all of that. The only thing we need is the.
What is he giving you?
You give me the Tetra fruit, a Umpta, and some light hot shell. People buy those festive pizza buckets.
Oh, so the one just giving currency now.
Basically, they get it. But they're ranked 17. I have a lot of them. It's ranked 17.
So what is it? You're fighting entire
Basically, when they come after you, you fight two. And then when you go fight, when you go fight all of them. So you're literally not fighting.
You have to assassinate both of them.
No, you have to fight one of them, and you just choose one of them, and you get them. And assassination, yeah, that one you need one assassinate. But the rest thing or else is same. And you can eliminate all of
Yeah,
them.
but you have to do steal the fighters. If it twice.
No, apparently it kind of. You know how the equivalent you get 3 is random? This one kind of made it better. It'd be like, once you get the right one, that's just one card. That's it. So it's the opposite. It's like, you choose all the cards you want, you won't lose any. And once you get the right shit, and then...
If you've ever done a raid or visited an outpost before, you probably know about the pillage. But what you might not know is that
Right
the
here.
villager has a big secret, and it all has to do with the
Right here.
crossbow. When not used most weapons, the durability of the item
So, like,
doesn't actually decrease. But for
See, this would have been
it does durability and
this duet chance. Probably a counter a spiritual opponent at this location. See, that would have been great for the original opponent. They'd be like, yo, now there's a chance they might spawn. That would have been easier to do. It'd be like, yo, it's 25 chance. Like, oh, yeah, then I would just go do shit mission first, and then do all the higher ones. Elimination, survival. You might need night. Evacuation that no one fucking could. Just skip.
It's Robert. You ever wondered what's inside of a solid tire? Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Because I also don't know what's inside.
But yeah, it was a. Yeah, pain in the ass.
For that reason, you're able to come on. Started off your luck getting tires off. And once that's all out of the way, it's time to find out what the heck is inside. Well, that's lame. It's just rubber. Have you
Right.
ever wondered what's inside of a solid tire? So we can also use ray tracing.
You gotta go get your TV thing and bring it over here.
Where's the kryptonite? Don't worry, we got it.
Fun fact, the YKK you see on your zipper stands for Yoshida Kogyo Kabushiki Kaisha, which roughly translates to Yoshida Company Limited in Japanese. When Taro Yoshida was 20, he worked for a trading company that went bankrupt. The owner gave Yoshida the remains of the business, which included a small company that made zippers. Upon inspecting the zipper factory, zipper making process in-house using his custom designed machines. By the late 1950s, YKK was smelting more metal, people producing their own polyester and forging and molding each individual zipper tube. The only things YKK needed to purchase from outside suppliers were plastic chips and its own custom blend of metal alloy, which is the most basic.
The idea that the portion of leisure is not exacting from the ring. In the early 1960s, 15 hours was the ordinary day's work for a man. Sometimes this is mine. It very commonly did 12-hour day. When many companies find that grab 8 hours were right wrong, they were told that work had to go from drink to children from the gym.
That's before.
The after urban working men required the vote. So the holidays was established by law. To the great
That's
dictation of
before
the upper class. Remember during the old Dutch say,
This is literally candy from 2013. Everything was best before. After it goes past that certain date, it's not going to be what it's supposed to be. And you actually test the food. Make it open. Oh, wait. Hey, is looking on my hand.
Very commonly did 12 hours a day. When medicine bodies suggested that perhaps these hours were rather long, they were told that work kept adults from drinking, children from missing. Shortly after urban working men acquired the vote, public holidays were established by law, and the great indignation of the upper classes. Remember during the old Dutch fight, oh, the poor work with holidays, taking up the what? People nowadays are less strange, but the system persists. Is the source of much of our economic confusion. You're wondering why there's so much resistance to the idea of a 4-day work week, or why automation has actually led to people working less like it was supposed to. The idea that the portion of leisure is shocking to the rich. In the early 19th century, 15 hours was the ordinary day's work for a man, when somebody did it much. And very commonly did 12 hours a day. When medicine bodies suggested that perhaps these hours were rather long, they were told that work kept adults from drinking, children from missing. Shortly after urban working men acquired the vote, public holidays were established by law, to the great indignation of the upper classes. Remember during the old Dutch say, what do the poor want with holidays? They come to what? People nowadays are less frank, and still persist. It feels so much of our economic confusion. If you're wondering why there's so much resistance to the idea of a 4-day work week, automation has actually led to people working less like it was supposed to. The idea that the portion of leisure has always been shocking to the rich. In the early 19th century, 15 hours was the ordinary day's work for a man. Women sometimes did as much, and very commonly did 12 hours a day. When medicine bodies suggested that perhaps these hours were long, they were told that work kept those from drinking, children from mischief. When I was a child, shortly after urban working men acquired the public holidays were established by law, to the great indignation of the upper classes. Remember hearing the old Dutch say, what do the poor want with holidays? They come to what? People nowadays are less frank, but the system persists. There's the source of much of our economic confusion. If you're wondering why there's so much resistance to the idea of a 4-day work week, or why automation has actually led to people working less like it was supposed to. The idea that the portion of leisure has always been shocking to the rich. In the early 19th century, 15 hours was the ordinary day's work for a man. Children sometimes did as much, and very commonly did 12 hours a day. When medicine busybodies suggested that perhaps these hours were rather long, they were told that work kept adults from drink and children from mischief. When I was a child, shortly after urban working men had acquired the vote, certain public holidays were established by law, to the great indignation of the upper classes. Remember hearing the old Dutch say, what do the poor holidays they come to what? People nowadays are less frank, but the system persists. There's the source of much of our economic confusion. If you're wondering why there's so much resistance to the idea of a 4-day work week, or why automation hasn't actually led to people working less like it was supposed to. The idea that the portion of leisure has changed been shocking to the rich. In the early 19th century, 15 hours was the ordinary day's work for a man. Children sometimes did very commonly did 12 hours a day. When medicine busybodies suggested that perhaps these hours were rather long, they were told that work was children from mischief. When I was a child, shortly after urban working acquired the vote, public holidays were established by law. Dictation of the class. Remember during the old Dutch say, what do the poor want with holidays? They come to what? People nowadays are less frank.
Your neighbor's just down the way. You want to help us out?
Much of our economic confusion. You're wondering why there's so much resistance to the idea of a 4-day work week, or why automation has actually led to people working less like it was supposed to. The idea that the portion of leisure has always been shocking to the rich. In the early 19th century, 15 hours was the ordinary day's work for a man. Children very commonly did 12 hours a day. When medicine busybodies suggested that perhaps these hours were rather long, they were told that work kept adults from drink and children from mischief. When I was a child, shortly after urban been working to acquire the vote. Until the holidays were established by law. The great indignation of the upper classes. Remember during the old Dutch thing, what the holidays really come through what? People nowadays are less frank. The system persists. It is the source of much of our economic confusion. If you're wondering why this is, the idea of rewarding work by automation has let the people win. The idea that the portion of people is always been shocking to the rich. In the early 19th century, business employees of ordinary day's work for a man.
Catch in a bit.
And very commonly did 12 hours a day. Busybodies could close to that perhaps these hours were rather long.
I'm looking to do some trading. Why
Who
not?
fucking last of those things are there?
Long after urban working has acquired the vote. Public holidays were established by looking around to the great indignation of the upper classes. Remember hearing an old Dutchess say, people nowadays are less frank, but the system persists. It is the source of much of our economic confusion. If you're wondering why there's so much resistance to the idea of a 4-day work week, or by automation has let the people work less like it was supposed to.
They go to him the making for the game, but also the making for the
rich. For the early 19th century, 15 dollars.
The bigger last of us literally has.
I don't have to run carrying all this.
So we have no limits for the things
One frustrated person with a thing you feel. Don't let it happen. Either you live together or you die alone.
The network? Yeah, I'm not counting on them for much.
What do you say to a bit of bartering? Why not? Yeah, it's not gonna work. I'll be right there.
That's good to hear.
They actually got the apple. The play was clear.
We need to talk.
Okay. That plague heart can't be far away. I think I smell it. Looks quiet for
So
now.
that means that.
As long as that plague heart is nearby.
So that means
Yes.
if you do feel
Well, hey.
I was in the over.
Get yours before I get mine.
Ah, good to see you.
Just find out what's a mistake. If we see you again, yes, we all live to make another.
Well, fuck. That thing is never gonna work out well. That's these guys.
About that.
15th grade here, 6 foot long storms right back up. Oh my God, his cancer. The 3-day jump on us. We should have called right after him.
What's thinking?
I think we can help each other out.
Sure, why not?
I don't know if that's. I don't know if it'd be like in season 1 where the Badger got the apple. straight up dope.
What was it? The girl who's pregnant.
I found out what fell.
Probably later on.
What I want to do is manage this.
Yeah.
Love meeting it. Because like, bro, this fucking month was a lot more fun. There's like full put up seasons. Like, no, like, open the culture, big people. Let me get to see what that's like. Now how they like magic gets all the work from the characters for the seasons. Oh, we sure have to go there. We actually see the process of them. You don't see basic stuff out. You know, it's always fun. I always make fun of the last one. That's a story that actually came out. It wouldn't do with reality. It would just totally came in with reality. It would do like, oh, shucks.
Oh man!
He's the protagonist.
I can't do nothing.
Yeah, but what did you do? We're trying to focus them down, man.
But you don't worry about it. This is not buff Abby.
What also makes sense to picture this buff Ellie versus the Ellie in the TV show. Or this Ellie's like 5 minutes long. Look your height. But he fucking muscle Abby.
See, this way you think. Like you remember so Rose probably gonna die. And Abby's gonna go after her.
And that's what we keep. The good thing about Gator is you, right? And like, oh, there's no problem with being able to do that. That's why I wish those people that see the class never had to deal with the world of people. And it'd be people who make they fucking
Of course I did that. Bing. Influence.
You know how I found that?
Remember, kids, if you say something, make sure to hit it refresh.
I saw this kid talking to me. Here's like,
Wait, we're gonna add it there.
I'm thinking,
Hey out there. Can you buy it? I hope you can hear me. Tonight Camp Harry, along with other folks at Red Talon, has kindly bring Seattle. 800 of us here working the mines. It's really cold. If you're coming this way, come back. There's no sanctuary here. And if they say they can protect you, just fucking run.
Okay. Ellie!
Fantastic.
Was good.
It's winters, but they're probably actually. Okay, for winters. It's a slower interaction.
what if we just get this story, right? She knows what Joel did.
Seriously, before we use an extra grand hand for
Every
every
room,
thought and let it go.
when you're playing the game, you're like, okay, we kind of don't like it.
So it's 5 years later. It's this.
Also funny because they're on the subject that see that building, I was walking down.
And what I know, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how it feels hard to go. The work is badass Ellie.
Here's the thing
No
that
fucking
people
color.
is bad in the last person. Abby
Reserves
doesn't
are
give a
gonna start
shit
walking
about what
around.
they're doing. Part of the war, they're literally fighting the war.
Oh. What?
They're literally fighting the war. Waiting for have no character coming back in.
Now, so Abby knows like one of her friends are dying. Out of one by one.
Cool. She doesn't think it's heavy. It's a terrible war. She thinks it's scars. The scars are like, yo, I don't use this one. They use booze. They killed their leader.